Welcome to another episode of Awaken Your Truth. Oh, this one's going to be magic. And Katie and I both felt the word magic coming up for the intention for this time and sharing with you, because we just had so let me share the topic. What did we say? Oh, the magic of being together.
Together. Oh, yeah.
We just came off of a really beautiful, powerful weekend with some of the women in our tribe, and it felt so magical. We want to share that with you, that energy, and talk about what that is like to connect to your truth with other people around you, and with that as the intention, that in the beingness.
Mm-hmm. Yes, just the vibrational magic that happened with this group of conscious, awakening, intentional women.
Yeah. Let's start with a joyful moment, Katie.
Well, as we discussed prior, we had a really hard time deciding on one because the whole weekend was truly joyful. Yeah. And I'll feel into a joyful moment that feels true in this moment. Yeah. We were outside in the woods with the vibrant orange, red, yellow leaves. And we were with our women laying in a circle. Our heads were together. I think we were holding hands at that point. So we had our heads together and we were lying flat on our backs. And we were just feeling the energy of pure love with each other through our hands, and that presence of being in nature and looking up at the clouds. And then all of a sudden, our little Lucy dog, who was with us for the weekend, was running across all of our stomachs.
And we all burst into laughter.
We were just laughing and in joy, and it was truly joyful.
It was pure joy coming out of that.
It was pure, unexpected joy.
Yes. And you could feel it, like it got passed from woman to woman, you know?
Yeah, she was almost, as she ran around our stomachs, passing that joy along. And she was just an absolute joy, as were we. And it was a beautiful moment.
Yeah, it was so beautiful.
Okay, which one are you going to pick?
Well, I really want to share, because it's just feeling so powerful, of the vibrancy of the leaves and the colors, and how everybody commented on that, right? Like everyone we've talked to has said, this time of year in this space, you picked the perfect weekend. The colors are almost more. It's like there was energy in these leaves. And I'm like, this is not this is divinity coming out. This is how it's manifesting. And so it was a mix of, when we went on our very first hike and all the women were all in front of me, and in a way it felt like, I was surrounded by this energy of leaves, and all the women were there, and I could feel them. And then there was like the low kind of chatter, like just like the undercurrent, like overtone of chatter. Everyone's talking, connecting. And I'm just like, oh, it like this is everything. It's like right here. And I could just feel it all. And it was just my heart bursting.
It was all an amazing weekend. Every little part of it, as I was grounding in presence, I was saying, this is even better than I ever could have imagined. Mm-hmm. Over and over and over, I was just feeling into that pure joy of the unfolding that was absolutely perfect.
Yes.
Do you want to share a little bit about that in terms of when you were planning the retreat and the space that you left for the unfolding?
I would say this was the most effortless organization of a gathering that I've ever experienced in my life. And it's interesting because I didn't try to make it easy. I didn't try to leave space. There's no efforting. It's just when you're grounded in the truth and in the intention you want, which was fun, easy connection. Mm-hmm. The process is fun and easy. So when the dates came to me, which was about a year ago, well, they came to me a year ago. I don't know if I shared them right away. So they came to me and I'm like, perfect. And I remember looking at the calendar I know October feels right. And then I was like, okay, which weekend feels right? And it was all like, it's all based on, how does this feel? Like tuning into the inner being. what's the yes here? When I pick these dates, is that a yes? So I found the dates, that was the yes. And then sharing them with the women. Okay, these are the dates. And even at the beginning, it was a little bit of, I won't be able to make that, or I don't know. And I just stayed true with the, like, I know this feels right. And so I can let all of those things come, manifest, fall into place. And then with the details, I had a sense of some core parts, like outside in nature, connecting with each other, like workshopy style, have some spa time and like chill, relaxing. And that was the essence. So I just knew the big parts. I knew what they were, but I didn't have to think. Again, the ideas came to me, and it just came to me in a, like, that would be fun. That would be fun.
Okay, so the inspiration, when you know it's your inner being and aligned, an idea pops up, you feel into it, and it's the sensation of fun.
Yes. And there's, it feels like a very steady, very solid. It's a knowingness. As soon as I had the idea, I didn't then go ahead and book it, look at it, schedule it, make sure it would work. I didn't do any of that. I held the idea for months, like 6 months. I didn't start planning it until maybe a few months before.
And you must have had trust in the perfect unfolding to be able to plan a retreat like this.
And I think we were chatting about this before. The trust is now innate because it comes from the truth. Like, I know things work out. Like,
yes,
I know
it's
sources.
So solid. It is so solid.
And it is even more solid now. Like, that is one of the things I wanted to share about having 3 or 4 days in this energy. And I think that's what we were hearing from so many of the women is, like, you're in it, you get solidified in it. So, like, physical, tangible, your truth more. And that's exactly what we wanted.
And it happened every day, every moment. There are so many beautiful moments. Yeah. And everything with the space that you provided, everything unfolded perfectly, but perfectly in the sense that it was more. It was an expansion beyond what the mind could have managed if it was micromanaging every detail.
Yes. I remember I didn't have like meals planned until one of them, like the day before, well, all of them the day before. And it was no stress, but I still had to catch it. I could still watch my mind go, you need to plan this. Like, that sat on my to-do list for 3 weeks, but it never felt right to take action on. Like, it never felt like the space to.
So can you describe when you feel the mind saying, you need to do this, you need to do this? How do you not jump into action in that space of needing to get something done?
Well, when I'm in that, I don't want to take action from the need. So yes. That's a choice. Like, I just don't.
So you have the awareness of the mind saying, oh, girl, you better get this done. It's almost time for the retreat. And the stress of needing to get something done, you can feel it. It's such a different feeling than, ooh, wouldn't it be fun if we had quinoa bowls for dinner with roasted vegetables, right? How that just came up perfectly.
It came up perfectly.
Without having to plan it.
Yeah. So one of the lunches, so this might be a little more practical advice too. So when it was on my to-do list and I'm like, oh, I should take care of that. And then I'm like, nope. And then there's a space. I'm like, oh, I want to give some attention to that. So then I researched options and I called and emailed a couple options and then got information. That was enough for then. So then it sat another 2 weeks until then. And within that time, I had the perfect people come into the experience to fit the perfect pocket I just like to pick up the lunch and drop it off and then be a part of, you cannot make up the divine organization that the universe can handle and does handle.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'd like to share another example
Yeah.
of this. I believe it was the first morning of the retreat. We were sitting together.
Yes.
Oh, we got to physically be with our inner beings together and have an inner being conversation.
Yeah.
And we were opening the space of the retreat
Yes.
and feeling into the intention of what we were holding space for.
Mhm.
And the intention was, I believe, for the women to have a tangible physical experience of knowing their truth,
Yes.
knowing their truth. And we
And
kind of set the go ahead.
And was we talked about like a release and
release of
truth. Yeah.
a release of fear or release of what no longer serves. So we had the intention, we just said it. There was no, this is going to happen like this. It was just a pure trust that it would unfold perfectly.
Yeah. And knowing that we had a workshop space that that could come out in. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the first event of the morning was Bree, who had you'd kind of scheduled to do some yoga with us.
The intention was like, come share a yoga class with us.
But she came in and felt the energy and provided a completely different experience than maybe the mind would have expected. But it was exactly the intention that we had set for the women to know their truth is pure love and release anything that wasn't serving them. And I think we were just looking at each other like, it just happened. We didn't do anything. It just happened.
It was the perfect match.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
And
we could like, it was better than we could imagine.
I feel like I'm going to say EBTIECHI a lot on this podcast.
Maybe we should just, let's like, have we explained what EBTIECHI is?
I think so, but we can explain it again. Okay. EBTIECHI is an opening to the true creative power of the universe when you release the mind and any fears. When the mind comes up and it pops into the future and it's wanting to plan and create and it doesn't feel good, it feels like shoulds or worries or concerns about something in the future. EBTIECHI is a sense that you can sink back into your truth and say, I know this is going to be even better than I ever could have imagined. Even better
ever could have imagined.
And in that solidity of knowing, you can release what the mind wants to do, because what the mind wants to do is based on the past and history. But we are creating a new way of being, a new way of being with source, co-creators with source, and allowing that pure, beautiful energy to work through us and co-create.
Yes. We do that through the present, being open in the present moment, not resisting life.
Yeah. And trusting the trust.
And trusting.
And we had so much evidence to provide us within the future. Like, oh, I know things work out of EBTIECHI. When I set the intention, I let things be, and I act from inspired action when I feel inspired.
What else from the weekend? Like, what else did you take away from the weekend? What else?
There's so many things.
I know. What else felt magical?
It felt magical to be with these women physically, the energetic vibration of women in their truth, in their knowingness of pure love and divinity and source energy. That was hugely shifting in terms of like being together with these women and just being our truest selves. Yeah. It was so beautiful. There were so many moments where I was like, I can't believe we're doing this together. And it feels so good.
Yeah. It was so obvious. I'm sharing this as I'm sharing this experience with other people, that there was no judgment.
Exactly.
There was no judgment. There was full acceptance. Every single person, no matter how you showed up, where you showed up, when you showed anything. No, you could feel anything, you could think anything, you could look any way. There was zero judgment and full love and full acceptance.
And I have to say that might have been my first like human experience in a group setting. That felt like that.
That was definitely my first. Yeah. That was so clear and obvious like that.
It was so beautiful.
Yeah. Can we share about like some of the fear you noticed releasing when we went
Sure.
trekking?
It wasn't even a release. It was,
I know.
okay, so we did treetop trekking,
Yeah.
which was incredible. But I was telling Ginny beforehand that I felt like I had a fear of heights, or in
Like you
the
thought
past,
you had,
I thought I had a
think I
fear
have
of
a fear of
heights.
heights.
But I was like, I'm open to this, and I'm just going to see what happens. And I was even telling Ginny that my husband would say, oh yeah, you have a fear of heights. Like that's real.
That's real.
That's real. And so we started this treetop trekking and getting to the first platform that, how many feet off the ground was it? I don't even know.
20 feet. I don't know.
Okay. And
I'm not good at that.
No, me neither. It was high. It was high off the ground. And I stood there and I thought, do I have fear? There was like nothing there, no fear. And I couldn't believe it, because I think in the past I would have gotten like sick to my stomach, had that visceral sensation of like, I don't know if I can do this. I'm so afraid. My body would have been shaking. My mind would have been telling stories. What if you fall? There was nothing. It was so much fun to have the realization that fear isn't real. And it's gone. I don't even know how I released that one. I don't even know. It's just gone. And then I started feeling into the idea, like, what if, because I'm releasing fears in some parts of my life that feel more scary, it's affecting other parts of my human experience that I wasn't even intending to release fear in. Like it's this cloud of fear, this fog of fear that's dissipating. And it's really exciting to see the situations in which it's gone.
Such a like practical, real example. Like it was there and now it's gone.
Yeah. And the whole course we did, I'm like, this is amazing. Yeah. This is so much fun. I love being in my body like this. I feel so free. I feel so strong. I feel so in love with this experience of being in the leaves, in the trees with these women, experiencing something that could be challenging to the mind, but it was amazing.
And I think this is how it works. Like when we have this stored up energetic stuff that feels like fear, that comes the fear, the fear in the body, as we're releasing it in other areas, it's releasing it. It's leaving the body. It's dissolving from the body. And then you're showing up in other areas without it.
Right. It was a super fun experience.
Yeah. I love that example. What's that?
Do you have anything to share on that line?
I mean, I don't have a fear of heights, so I just had so much fun.
Yeah, you just had so much fun.
But it was really, for me, being able to hold space for other people's fear was really powerful for me, because again, there was no judgment, like observing people with the fear and saying, it's so amazing. It's like so amazing. Like I flow with appreciation in the expression of the fear, of the not fear, it's just the person being true to themselves.
We saw so much truth this weekend and experienced that.
Yes. And to feel the empowerment. So one of the women was sharing, like, to feel the empowerment of knowing that's enough for me. Like this is okay. I'm going to stick with this right now. In all different areas and all different ways. Yeah. It's so awesome.
Do you feel like when we individually release our fears, we are also uplifting the vibration of the planet and sort of disintegrating the collective fears that as a whole society we've created over the years?
Yeah, definitely. 100%. I feel more connected to that knowing. Well, first, the knowing that the world is waking up. Humanity is having this massive, I believe humanity is awakening, period. Like that's the path we're on, but that we're having this big, almost jump in becoming conscious and releasing the fears, consciously releasing the fears and owning or claiming the truth, claiming the new way of being. Like, I know that so much. And so to be able to tap into that within myself and then the group, knowing that energy was happening in the group. And every time someone released a fear or acknowledged and then claimed something new, everybody felt it.
It was so tangible.
Yeah. We heal each other and we heal the planet.
Planet.
The planet and the world.
And this is beautiful because it points out that fear is an opportunity. And I think in the past, we've really felt icky about fear and wanted to avoid it and wanted to stuff it down, which is why there is kind of a collective consciousness of fear, because it hasn't been really felt and released or accepted. Yeah.
It's like we're not allowed to be. Fear is like bad.
Yes. Yeah. But fear, I have so much more grounding in the truth that fear is not real. The fear is not real. And so that awareness shows me, oh, what a gift it is when a fear pops up. It's time. It's time to feel it, observe it, and sink back into the truth and say, that's a fear. That is not me. I'm opening to releasing this and knowing my truth more and more.
Yeah.
So if it feels scary to people when they feel like maybe all their fears are coming up and all of the things that they've squashed down are rising right now, I think that's true for many individuals on the planet, because we have the energy collectively to hold space and assist in that energetic release.
Yeah. I have heard that from people, like, can I handle it? Is it, like all of this coming up? And I believe it wouldn't come up unless you were ready and you can handle it. Yeah. And then it's just welcoming it.
Welcoming it.
Yeah.
How do you welcome it?
Hello, old friend.
Hello, old friend.
I don't know. Just even acknowledging that, like acknowledging there's the fear. I think getting to that place where, well, in my experience, getting to the place where I was even acknowledging I had fear was a big door opening, because we even saw it this weekend in some of the, okay, let's like throw your fears out there. And I'm not scared of it. I don't have any fears. And in previous conversations too. And in my own experience, I was like, I'm not scared of anything. Like that was the thought. And it's not necessarily that you're scared of anything. It's like this whole other deeper level of the energy that's caught in your body, and you're just acting from it without even realizing it. Like for me, one of the biggest, I knew this, but this came the very first day. This came Friday. We were doing an inner being workshop or something. And it was the knowing that it's the expressing of my truth, that, or feeling the freedom to be me, that is my greatest joy. I remember I was like sitting and I was sharing an experience that I had with the women. Oh, it must've been Saturday morning, because it was from the night before. And I felt so full. I felt so alive. And it was in the expressing of that, and feel like just, it didn't matter once the words left my mouth or the energy left, didn't matter how it was received, what it meant. There was no fear of judgment. It was just the expression. And I was like, this is it. This is I believe like the key to success and fulfilling and awakening and all of that is just like being able to access what's inside you and express it. But we can't do that with fears in the way.
Yeah. And I mean, this could be a whole nother podcast topic that I want to just say, your fears were created to protect you. The mind wanted to protect you before it had the conscious awareness, before you really were solid in your truth of who you were.
Yeah.
And so the mind has created the fears to really protect your ego.
Yeah. And serve you, like
and serve you. Yeah.
It's like that. It's the protection it's coming from this place of like, this is what's right. Right. It's doing it to keep you safe. It's just, we know more now. There's more to us than that small part that the ego is protecting. There's so much more.
Right. And a lot of those fears come from the feeling of, I'm going to avoid this because if I do that, I will be judged. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to not do it. I'm going to avoid it because I have to protect myself. I'm not going to say this because I'm going to be judged. I'm not going to act this way. I'm not going to be in my truth because of the fear of judgment.
Sometimes
it's so
too.
sneaky. So when we accept, oh, you were doing the best you could at the time, but now I'm ready because I know there's a different way of being. So it's not resisting the fears, it's accepting and allowing the space to know your truth and release those fears.
And know your truth and like see the fears, because they release with the awareness of them. As soon as we're aware of them, they're like, they don't have that same grip on us or control over us. We bring them from the subconscious into the conscious awareness. What else felt like magic from the weekend?
Well, you mentioned the sessions where we journaled with our inner beings and having together in a group. I just can feel into the moments of us sitting in a circle and receiving that divine inspiration and knowingness and capturing that vibrationally together and writing it down and owning our truth and sharing our truth and feeling the power of everyone claiming their truth. Just that vibrational energy was radiating throughout the weekend.
Some of the women were sharing how like it was the most purest experience of love that they felt.
Oh, we had so many joyful cries, like hugging each other and sitting in a circle and passing the love and feeling the physical, tangible energy of love.
We even had a little fun gadget that showed us the energy of like electricity that exists when we're all holding hands in a circle. And then if someone breaks the hands, the electricity stops. It was so fun.
It was all so fun.
Yeah. And another big thing for me was, I think we talked about this at the beginning, but being able to stay in my truth and feel free in a group setting over continuous days. Because I'm actually going to like watch what I'm saying, but in the past, I've been very much an introvert and needed a lot of space. And I think there's two things. It's the experience of the women, like the energy of that group, and my own fears releasing probably about being seen, or even just the stories about what I need. I think sometimes we tell ourselves stories about, I'm like this. And so it is. That's how it is. That's how we create it. And so it's like opening to, well, what if this could be free? What if I could feel full amongst a group over however many days?
I had the exact same experience because I think in the past I've categorized myself as more of an introvert, but I felt so present. And I think that was part of it for me, feeling the energy of the group and being present with it. And the mind wasn't really playing any of its games.
Yeah.
And so that, I think that energy of just being present, I didn't ever feel the need, like, oh, I have to go retreat into myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so fascinating.
It really was. Because I wasn't expecting that. Like I had no intention of, I'm going to release like I had no intention that was coming. That was just like a beautiful dollop of whipped cream on the top of the sundae that came.
Oh man. We got to experience the joy of creating food all together.
So fun.
Yeah. Part of what has come out of this as well is Katie and I's inspiration to share coming in a couple months, December. What time is it? Share a gift. We just feel like so strongly like inspired to give an experience to those who are ready and asking. And so that's coming. That's all I'll say for that for now.
Something's
Little teaser, something's coming for you. Yes.
That again, we never could have planned. It came from the energy of this weekend.
Sitting in front of the fire and talking to our inner beings.
Talking to our inner, oh, so good.
Yeah, amazing. Anything else, Katie?
I've loved sharing this space with you, and I've loved the experience of being with conscious, beautiful, aware, loving women for an entire weekend, and all of the fun things that we did together.
So
it was EBTIECHI.
EBTIECHI. Amazing. All right, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.